Well, I'm a minister, so that's easy. But what about those of you who don't have that particular privileged job? One thing you don't do, you do not go into your office or your factory or your shop or whatever with a big black Bible and plunk it on the table and start quoting verses at people. You are there to do your job. So, how do you communicate the gospel? The gospel is good news. Firstly, it's your character. It's how the gospel impacts on you. You don't lie. You don't cheat. You don't gossip. You don't join in all the smutty jokes. I'll give you one example of that from a personal experience. Not long after I became a Christian, I was working on a farm, and I remember I was driving a tractor taking in the harvest, and remember one lunch break, I was having my sandwiches and my coffee in my sitting on one of the bales, straw bales, and one of my co-workers sat beside me and he said, "Hey, Davey, you're awful holy, eh?" I said, "Whoa, what do you mean I'm awful holy?" He said, "Well," he said, "I watched you, and I see that you go into your tractor earlier at lunchtime, and I noticed you were reading something." I said, "To be honest, I thought it was pornography. So I went in and I had a look, and it wasn't. It was a Bible." So he says, "You must be really holy." And I said, "Actually, I'm not really holy. To be honest, I can tell you this, that I'm a Christian, and I'm supposed to read my Bible in the morning, but I like my sleep, and I have to get up to come to work, early to work here, and I get out my bed, grab a bacon sandwich from my mum, get my pieces, my sandwiches, and my coffee, and I said, I just put the Bible in my lunch bag, and the time I get to read it is at lunchtime, because I'm too lazy to read it in the morning." And he just laughed, and he said, he says, "But you don't swear and you don't laugh at our dirty jokes," and so on. Now, I would argue if you are a Christian, you really, really do not need to have it stamped on your forehead. It's going to show. And therefore, people will ask you. Also, in terms of your work, there's always works conversation. And to me, any conversation is only about 3 points away from the gospel. So, people will ask things. Some of the people in my own church, they tell me that they work in their office or wherever, and someone will say, I have a very public and vocal ministry in secular media as well, and so they'll say, "Oh, your minister was writing in what do you think about this?" And so that gives them an opportunity. Sometimes on a Monday morning, someone will say, What'd you do over the weekend?" "Oh, do you know this? I was at church yesterday, it was brilliant." Even that. So, to me, how you do it naturally, you do your job well, back again, you love the Lord, you love His Word, and eventually people will assess and go, "Okay, there's something here I need to find out about."